the Yale School of the Environment, we have a 125-year history of producing the knowledge and leadership we need to steward our natural resources and address some of the most urgent global challenges. Arguably, today, no challenge is more urgent or sweeping in scale than the climate crisis. But while climate change affects all of us, it doesn't impact all of us equally.
Who bears the higher costs of our industrial economy?
Achieving the most ambitious goals of climate mitigation is not possible without thinking about equitable solutions.
Ask the big questions, ask the difficult questions, ask the questions that we don't know the answers to, but we hope we can get there.
To be effective, climate research, policies, and ultimately climate solutions must be equitable. Solutions and policies need to be developed, evaluated, and then implemented by those who have an understanding of environmental justice issues.
The concept of environmental justice is ultimately about the right to healthy, clean environments, especially for communities of color and low-income communities. This is really the central aspect of anything around sustainable urbanization.
In recent years, our school has made incredible progress in building our environmental justice program. We've recruited 3 of the world's leading environmental and climate justice scholars to our faculty: Narasimha Rao, Gerald Torres, and Dorceta Taylor. Collectively, their work examines the connections among the environment, agricultural and food systems, environmental governance, energy systems, and global poverty.
A theme that we've explored in every single course, in every single interaction with Narasimha, where he doesn't want anything to really be energy or economics or anything individually. He wants everything to be together. And our lab, for example, is called EQUAL, which is Energy, Climate Change, and Well-Being, because we want to focus on everything on an equitable scale for everyone. It's been a reigning theme throughout my time at Yale.
We have to think about how to make these solutions affordable on a wide scale to people, and we have to understand how we can undertake a social transformation at the same time that we undertake this clean energy transformation. So to me, climate ambition really equals or is enabled by equity and thinking about justice in implementing solutions.
The conventional wisdom is that we cannot lower emissions while at the same time achieving development. And Professor Rao's research has literally transformed that thinking. He argues that if we think about development in terms of well-being and broaden that to think about, do people have access to basic needs such as sanitation, education, health? In fact, we can achieve development and keep emissions low.
Luckily, we've gotten to the point in time where everyone understands. You have to link the communities, and we have to look for solutions in a broad place. And again, I think YSC is at the forefront of thinking through those things, putting together the faculty, students, staff who can start to make that happen.
I first met Dr. Dorceta Taylor when I was a sophomore in college. I was immensely inspired by her, and she prompted me to apply for graduate school. I knew I wanted to pursue a degree with Dr. Taylor, and that is why I'm here at the Yale School of Environment. Dr. Taylor's food system course was directly aligned with my research, as I was able to explore the unequal dimensions of food access, not only in the United States, but globally. I was also then able to see how understanding the theories that ground food access scholarship can then be applied to my own research.
Having Professor Taylor join YSE is really transformational in so many ways. Her path-breaking work looking at diversity in environmental organizations. YSE as a place that has trained some of the world's leaders in the environmental field, to have Professor Taylor as one of the faculty here, really training our students to think about diversity across organizations, within environmental organizations, I think is really transformative.
We take seriously the necessity for cross-disciplinary work to inform the work of the school as a whole, so that when we're producing graduates, we have graduate students who, even if they're not in those specific disciplines, one thing they do know is which questions do I need to ask. That's a really important thing to know about yourself and a skill to have.
I've been able to meet so many professors and leaders in the field who've been influential in shaping my own thinking because professors at YSE, including Professor Torres, devote so much time and so much energy to bringing those folks to campus and making campus a space for leaders in this field.
Professor Torres brings 3 key things to students here. 1, given his expertise in natural resources law, environmental law, and tribal law, is his wisdom on these topics and expert judgment. 2nd, his committed and really passionate mentoring. And then 3rd, his renowned empathy.
The thing that I love the most about Dr. Torres is just how warm and goofy he is. You wouldn't expect someone of that level of importance to have that warmth and to have that goofiness, but he does. I think in the future, when I also hold a position of leadership, I also want to be that person that gives warmth and humor in the way that he does. And he was a big reason why I wanted to get my degree at Yale School of the Environment, because I just really felt aligned with the work that he was doing.
Their teaching has formed the foundation of our environmental justice curricula and has helped draw talented students from across the U.S. and internationally who are eager to learn from them. They've also established innovative research centers and initiatives focused on environmental and climate justice and global energy systems. These centers give students invaluable research experience and catalyze work on equitable climate solutions across our school, Yale, and with external partners.
And I wanted to have a project that sits at the intersection of environmental justice, institutional diversity, green infrastructure, urban initiatives, and health initiatives. And so JEDSI really doesn't fit into any one box. It straddles all of those. What we're looking at with environmental justice and equity issues, they're overlapping, they're intersectional, and we have to approach it that way.
I'm very excited about collaborating with Professor Torres on a potential project that looks at the Inflation Reduction Act in the US. What I'm interested in doing is analyzing whether this is conforming with the overall principles and objectives of Justice 40. Are the people who are designated as disadvantaged getting this kind of money? Are 40% of the benefits flowing towards them? I also am doing a lot of work in my lab on global poverty and the effect of the energy transition on people. And I'm very excited about a particular project about the cooking energy transition.
I'll be frank, one of the things that I believe is that institutions like Yale, because of their prominence, have an obligation to lead. And for Yale to commit to a Center for Environmental Justice would give permission to other institutions to think about this seriously as well. That's one reason I came, was to allow Yale to take a leadership position in this role.
What we're going to see is that by having professors like this educating the next generation of leaders, we will see greater incorporation of environmental justice in climate change solutions, and we'll see better and more thorough results going forward.
We're excited to share more news with you about our environmental justice program as it continues to advance, and we're confident that we couldn't have gotten off to a better start with 3 more inspiring or dedicated leaders in environmental and climate justice.